Standing by. All right. Going live in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad you could be here today. Welcome to Mental Health Awareness. Thanks for joining us today for our episode on July 3rd, 2023. This is another episode of JAWS Coffee Chat. And today we have with us as our speaker, C-Snaps. Thank you for being here. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe to all our social media pages, groups, and YouTube channel, or wherever it is you found out about us. Special thanks to Lawrence Wingate of Wingate TV, Marcus Hart of Transform U Media, Zach Clayton of the PACT channel, and Jay Stoyan of the Disability Channel, all for replaying our shows on their platforms. So with no further ado, take it away, C-Snaps. What have we got today for mental health awareness?
So today I am coming to you just talking about self-care and being a part of different types of therapy. So we're going to start with self-care because I think that it's absolutely important that we get self-care into our daily routine, into our daily life. It really helps out a lot. So what are some things that you do for self-care, EJ?
Let's see, not kill my daughter. No, just kidding. It's a teenager. I go for walks. A lot of times when I'm stressed or upset about things, I'll go for a mile walk around my neighborhood. So that calms me down. I will walk away from whatever it is that's upsetting me. And either if I can't get outside, like it's storming or too cold, I'll go do I have a Mahjong game. It's like matching tile game. I love that. That just distracts me from everything and makes me focus in on something. And drink lots of water. Whenever I get upset, I try to drink more water.
So I totally agree. One of my favorite things to do when it comes to self-care is carry a drink. And typically your favorite drink. I mean, yes, it's good to have water. So yes, I believe water is important. So drink water. If you don't have anything else to drink, drink water. But also just like when you're in a hard situation, because, tomorrow's the holiday. So I know for me, sometimes I can get a little stressed out when I'm around family. So I noticed that if I carry a drink with me, then it kind of helps me to stay calm and relax. So always have your favorite summer drink and always have your favorite winter drink. My favorite summer drink, lemonade. My favorite winter drink, hot chocolate.
My favorite winter drink is tea. I like to get me a nice good cup of tea.
Yes. So
especially chamomile because it's very calming.
Yes. Chamomile is a great one. Yes, especially if you're trying to de-stress and be calm. That's a good one. So there are some other self-care techniques that you can also do, which is yoga. If you need to get exercise in, I know yoga is a great self-care thing. And if you just add it into your daily practice, their stretches are so relaxing depending on which ones you decide to do. But some of them are very relaxing to me, but what works for me might not work for you. So experiment with the different types of techniques that they use as far as their stretches go. Someone mentioned sabbaticals. Take a sabbatical. Us as Christians, sometimes we just need to take a total break and release ourselves from the world. So a sabbatical might be good to just kind of relax, pray to God, spend time with your Heavenly Father, just meditating and thinking about the good things that He can do. Meditate on His word, like read His word. Whatever your form of meditation is, when it comes to just relaxing with God, do that. I know for me, mine's is prayer. Like I like to just sit down and just say, Lord, I need you, and just pray over whatever situation. A lot of times when people find out that you like to pray a lot, then you get a lot of prayer requests. And so sometimes it can become overwhelming. And so just taking that time to just say, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to pray for all of these people and just release it into the atmosphere so that God can handle it. And then just believe that God will handle it. Some other things that you can do is self-compassion. Just trying to, I tend to ask myself a lot of questions. Get an app that says 5,000 questions or something like that, and just start going through the questions and asking yourself different questions. Some people like to do shadow work. That can also be good to find out the negative parts that are within you and how to just release those so that you can have more positivity going into you. That gets into journaling. It's funny, my pastor just preached on this Sunday, journaling about what to be grateful for and how to be thankful. It says in 1 Thessalonians, I'm bad at quoting, but read 1 Thessalonians, I think it's like chapter 5 or something like that. But it says that if you do the will of God is basically thanksgiving. Yeah.
I like coloring as well, using color pencils and doing the mosaic type coloring things. That's very calming too, and de-stressing.
Yes. So just different things to like help you to de-stress. I love colors. Colors are amazing. And so just doing colors. Sometimes if you work a lot or if you're constantly busy, you just need to do some deep breathing. Breathe in deep. Sometimes deep breathing works for some people, sometimes it don't. I'm a person who deep breathing don't work. I can breathe all I want to, but it's not gonna work. We need to go deeper. And actually I won't say it does not work. It's my counselor started teaching me about 10 years ago to do deep breathing, and in year 9 I actually started deep breathing on my own. So
okay,
their method works somehow. So
it just took a while for your body to adjust to it.
Yeah. So if you're one of those people who you think that deep breathing does not work, give it time. You'll find that you're deep breathing on your own, especially if you continue to put it into practice and do what they tell you to do as far as deep breathing. And like EJ said, walking, riding a bike, great activities, dancing, turn on some music and dance. Anything physical is something great to help you relax and just do some self-care. And last but not least, my favorites, bubble baths. Throw some rose petals in there, throw a bath bomb in there, make sure it has bubbles. But yes, do the candles. Some people like candles. I'm not a candle person, but some people like candles. Whatever you got to do to relax yourself, get those scents going, just to get your relaxation in. Do your nails, hands and feet. So yeah, I think we've about covered self-care. So yes, those are some of my techniques that I use for self-care. And remember, always carry a drink. Always carry a drink. You will be amazed what carrying a drink does for self-care. It sounds like it's hard to do, but it's relatively simple. Carry a water bottle, put some water in it, just carry a drink. It really helps a lot because when you're hydrated, it just allows you to think clearer. And if you take a sip, that allows you to like not talk too fast, but process what you're going through. And so it gives you time to actually think out your words before you say something.
I wonder if it has something to do with your tactile feeling too. The fact that you have something physical in your hand, you're touching something,
Mm.
the weight of it may be distracting so that you're not so totally in your head. You've got another sensory thing that you've got to maintain, so it pulls you out a little bit. I don't know.
I
Maybe.
think, yeah, I think so. Actually, you want to hear, I'll give you guys a funny story. So this was probably about 10 years ago, but I was in the hospital and my aunt, she's a very successful person. And the one thing that I did notice about her is that she always carried a drink. She doesn't have a mental illness or anything like that, but every time you see her, she always has a drink in her hand, coffee, tea, lemonade, something. She always has a drink in her hand. And I just noticed that maybe I should start carrying a drink. And then when I started carrying a drink, I'm like, oh, this is really helpful. I was like, I can
Cool.
go do this. So I don't know. I never understood the drink behind it. I never asked her why she carried a drink all the time, but I found that self-care wise, it totally helped me. So I carry a drink.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's my story. Okay, now let's talk about some therapy. So what types of therapies do you know about or have you dabbled into, EJ?
I've done some talk therapy with a therapist. I've done some of the tapping, where you do tapping on different
Yes.
parts, and repeat that over and over again. That's kind of, for me, that's kind of like deep breathing for you. I don't really see the benefit of it yet. I still do it some, but not always. What other therapies have I tried? That's pretty about it, really, I think, for me.
That's it? Okay. So I haven't done all of these therapies. I have definitely done tapping though. And so tapping was one of those things that, like you said, it didn't really work. You put a heating pad with it and put a massager with it, game changer. Yes. So tapping is an excellent therapy to use on yourself. I noticed, like I said, I do it in the wintertime. I throw a heating pad on me and a massager, and total game changer. It's like, I actually did research on it. The mandarins, they call them mandarins or something like that, in your body. It's like these little things that go through your blood, and it's supposed to get the blood circulating. And when it gets the blood circulating, then it starts to heal the body or something like that. That was old research, so I have to look it up again. But yeah, that it actually does, it works. So I really, after I found that out, I tried to get my mandarins moving.
Yeah.
So that I could so that it could help my body heal in whatever forms that it needs to heal. I've done art therapy. I'm terrible at drawing.
That stresses me out. Trying to draw stuff just stresses me out. So it's not working for me.
That was actually my first therapy though. And I had to show up to art class once a week, or was it every day or once a week? I don't remember. It was too many times for me. Especially being a person who's never drawn a thing in their life. So showing up to art class was very fun and interesting. Seeing as how I did that when I was first diagnosed, most of the class was spent crying. But afterwards, I've come to appreciate art. I definitely like colors.
I guess that's where my coloring probably comes in. I could do the coloring, but not the actual drawing or the pottery or the
Right.
the
Yeah.
crafty things. Now, coloring I can do. Color therapy, yeah.
Totally get it. Yeah. I'm not good at the art at all. So I draw flowers. I can get a circle with some petals because Because all you got to do is just draw a little circle, half circles around the big circle.
Now
And
I
then
drew
draw a
mushrooms.
line.
I drew mushrooms as a kid. I had mushroom
Nice.
houses and mushroom cars and just all sorts of kind of mushrooms.
Yeah, see, so we got our art skills going. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll claim it.
Other therapies that may not be as common is flower planting and
Gardening,
equine
yeah.
therapy. Yes,
What-
gardening.
What was that second one?
Equine, horse therapy.
Right. We have an
so-
equine therapy up and not too far from me.
Yeah, so those are definitely some therapies. If you get a chance to try them, let me know. But yeah, so and music therapy. I forgot music therapy. So there are just different types of like therapies out there. I didn't do equine therapy, but it was kind of close to equine therapy. It was more of a farm type of therapy where you just go visit a farm and you work with the different animals while receiving therapy. But yeah, they have those out there. Am I missing any therapies? So what would be your favorite therapy? And you mentioned talk therapy too.
Yeah.
What would be your favorite therapy out of all the therapies? Or do you have some that I didn't mention that you know of?
No, I haven't. Like I said, I haven't done too many. Probably the coloring therapy, just zoning in on colors, and I can definitely tell when I look back through the book different moods that I would be in, if they were darker or brighter or that type of thing. I would love to try the equine therapy.
Yeah.
I love horses, but have not done that one. Of course, if I were closer to the water, I'd do dolphin therapy.
Yeah.
I always had to throw that in there, right? And they do actually have some places that do therapy with dolphins.
Oh,
I've actually read
wow.
about it. It's down
Nice.
towards the Florida Keys, I think, have some.
Mhm.
So yeah, there are those down there.
Yeah. And I mean, if you don't have any therapies that you do quite often or that you feel you can't work into your daily life, try something small. Like she said, coloring. When you get your brain going, there are different types of activities that you can do to activate your brain muscles, word searches, something like really, really simple. And my dad always encouraged me to buy a flower once a month, or even if you don't buy it once a month, buy a new flower every time it dies. I do not have a green thumb, still working on that.
Me either.
So they will die, but that's okay because you can get another one. The goal is to keep it alive though. So try to keep it alive. I do better with bamboo. Yeah, bamboo. Yeah. They stay alive a little longer than the average plant.
Yeah. Yeah. So not cut flowers, but an actual potted flower to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. An actual flower. They sell them at the stores all the time, like especially in the summertime. You can just get like a pot of something. If you have a green thumb, replant it and put it in something better. If you don't, just water it.
Yeah, whatever the opposite of a green thumb is, that's what I have. Everything I get dies. I can't keep aloe plants. People say, oh, they're the easiest plants to. I can't keep an aloe plant. I can't keep cactus. Nothing. If I have to touch it or do anything to it, it ain't going to survive.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no comments there because I have not been successful. So
Now my outdoor flowers are fine. The irises and the peonies, the daylilies, the daffodils, those are all fine because I don't have to do anything to them. They just, you
nice.
can't kill them. They just come back each year. And I proved that I can't kill them because we dug them up from my dad's house up in near Asheville.
Oh, nice.
When
Yeah.
we were closing out the house, he had a whole slew of them. He had cross pollinated different one, gotten unique colors and all this kind of stuff. And so we brought back pennies, irises, and daylilies. And my brother said, the daylilies, all you have to do is just throw them over on the ground and they will find a way to survive. And he must have been right because I didn't kill them.
Whoa. Well, see, there you go. Living proof you can do a plant, especially if they're outdoors.
Outdoors, yes. My indoor plants, no, they're not going to survive.
Yeah. So a lot of places have recommended for me, and it's a proven fact too through science, that music therapy actually, well, not just music therapy, music, period, keeps people living longer. So when people listen to music, they tend to live a longer life. So that's something interesting. So pick your favorite song, turn it on, and just listen to it and enjoy it. Sometimes I'm not really, it's funny, my field is electronics, but I'm not really into like turning on the TV, listening to music, watching a movie. That's not really my thing. I try to get into it as much as possible, especially the whole music thing. When I found out that it makes you live longer, I'm like, okay, I can definitely do this and get into this.
Well, then my husband's going to live forever because he listens to music all the time.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. But that's just what they say. So
Well,
I don't know.
Sense.
Listening
It
to
makes
music.
sense. There's a lot of rhythm. Yeah, there's a lot of rhythmic things in our body. Our body is based on a lot of rhythms. So that would make sense that the music would enhance that as well.
Okay, yeah. And I like the fact that when you listen to music, that you tend to want to dance. And so dancing is exercise. So I figured maybe that's why they said it, but they just said listening to music is what makes you do that, makes you live longer. So yeah. Something that I kind of want to point out that I think people overlook a lot is feelings. So how are you feeling? I learned that if you can put an actual emotion to how you feel, then it'll help you pick like kind of your next activity or what you want to do in life. Especially when it comes to your self-care. Like if you can put a feeling to what you're going through, just actually anything. They say usually if you put a feeling to it, you get over it quicker. So let's say that you're having a bad day, but you don't really know why you're having a bad day, but you can put a feeling to that, then you're more likely to get over your bad day quicker because you've established what you're feeling and you've acknowledged that you are feeling a certain way. I know for me, I suck at feelings. So if you suck at feelings, there's feeling wheels.
Yep. Emotion wheels. Yep.
Emotion wheels. So just look up emotion wheels and kind of like go through and pick which emotion you are feeling. I do want to point out this because one thing that my friend taught me is to, whenever you do self-care and just different things like that, put God first, make God your top priority. Before you start diving deep into anything. Because if you put God first, you're more than likely to clear your mind easier. And kind of, he'll probably give you senses or ideas of what you need to be doing to take care of your body. So always make him a priority, put him first before you kind of, decide what you want to do. You know, God says, well, like he kind of says, like, he orders our steps, and when we make him a priority, then that's us listening to where he wants us to go. Trying to think what I was going to say. Can't think it.
Train Zoom. It's out
I'm
of here.
sorry.
It's a sign language thing for the deaf. It's called train. This is the sign for train.
Uh-huh.
Zoom. It's gone. It's left the building.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, totally gone.
Totally gone. Laughter is a great stress reliever.
Yes. Yes.
There's with HMP, we have our happiness director. He makes us laugh for 30 seconds straight every Friday. And it's contagious. It just lightens you up. You can't help
Yes.
but smile afterwards. So yeah, laughter, just make yourself laugh. Just start laughing. It's a great therapy.
That is so true. The Bible even says that laughter is great medicine. So that is so true. Yes. Yeah.
We do that a lot here. So we're always laughing on these podcasts.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
I keep having things come to mind and then they keep leaving.
It's the full moon.
It's the full moon.
The full moon tonight. Causing
Yeah.
distractions.
So, laughter is good medicine. Color wheels, feelings.
Music, even just calling a friend.
Yeah, calling a friend. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
And that
calling-
kind of goes in with the talk therapy, but it doesn't have to be a professional. Just being able to talk to another living being, making that connection, because people are all about relationships, whether we want to be or not. It's how we're made. We can't live
That's true.
solitary.
Yeah. And eating a healthy snack. Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah. But yes, talking to a friend, just being around people, and just like really just enjoy the company. Like
An odd form of self-care for me would
Mhm.
be talking to a stranger and making them feel good.
I
That
like
makes
that.
me feel, it makes me feel good. It comes back to me. If I see somebody walking around and they're just, looking like that, I'll just say hi to them and give them a big smile, or make some comment off the wall about whatever's, whatever's around. Like one lady today, she tried to go into the store, but that's where the carts were all. And she goes, I can't go in there. And I said, I hate it when that happens. And it made her laugh. Instead of
Yeah.
being frustrated about not being able to go the route she thought, making a mistake or whatever. It made us laugh about it. And that made me feel good.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But then I'm an
like that.
extrovert, so I love talking. I'll talk to anybody. It doesn't have to be somebody I know. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah, that's true. Not everybody can do that. Yeah, so
You
those
just
are
got to find out what works for you.
yeah, that's true. And just try to be happy. Like you said, laughter is good medicine. It's contagious. Just be joyful and just try to enjoy yourself. And do what makes you happy. That's the whole thing with self-care. You have to do what makes you happy. And if you can do what makes you happy, then you're basically fulfilling the self-care that you need. I guess we can switch topics.
Okay, that works. I'm open to that. What other topics do we have, CSAPs?
Let's go with positive thinking.
That fits right in. Yeah.
Yeah. So, positive thinking, like, so I want to talk about the way we talk to ourselves and the way we think. Um, Another thing that the preacher mentioned was like people who complain a lot, it's actually a proven fact that when you're around people who complain and when you complain if you're around them for 30 minutes and they're complaining, or if you're complaining for 30 minutes, then it's not healthy for your brain. It actually damages your brain. So if you're around people who complain a lot, move away, run fast. And if you complain a lot, then work on not complaining, which a lot of times that's easier said than done when you're in a not so great situation, whether something has happened to you or not. I know a lot of times with mental health, we end up in situations that are not healthy for us because of some of our actions, whether it was intentional or not. Because not every mental health action is intentional, you know. I know for me, like when I was not in my right mind and doing some of the things that I was doing, it was like, why are you doing this? Like, I'll give you an example. I'm in my room, in my bed, middle of the night, and I light a candle, and then I go to sleep while the candle is sitting on my lap.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, not the smartest thing to do. So don't ask me why I did that. I am clueless. At that time, I was thinking like a 2-year-old, literally talking like a 2-year-old. So not the best thing to do. But even with that being said, like keep your mind thinking positive. So you want to have things that you can listen to that's positive. Be around positive people who are not complaining and who can uplift you and encourage you and just be positive towards you. I'm not saying that positivity is like the end all be all, because maybe somebody is going through a hard time.
Yeah.
And they just need a boost and encouragement. And so, I mean, you can be that encouraging person and encourage them and uplift them.
You could even Google positive quotes or positive memes
Yeah.
or, things like that. If you don't have someone that you cannot talk to and you're stuck in your own head, use the internet, look up the
Yeah.
positive, use positive words and just plug it in Google and say, send me laughter, give me comics, give me whatever it is, whatever word comes to mind that's positive for you, positive quotes, things like that.
Oh, yes, I like that. And then just have like some type of jar that has like a lot of quotes in there so that when you have a bad day or you're feeling bad or going through something, you can just take a little paper out of the jar and just read it so that you can just have an uplifting moment. And that will help you to feel more content and excited and encouraged.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I think that's like some of the things that we need to focus on, like as far as like she was saying, laughter is great medicine. And if you can get yourself to laugh, then that does way more for you than anything else.
Yeah, it changes your whole body chemistry.
Yes.
And you were talking about we can tie kind of in with the positive thinking. If you have positive phrases written down, that's where the tapping can come in.
Mm-hmm.
You say the positive saying and say the positive saying each time
Yes.
you tap, and then move to another positive statement and then do the tapping for it. It's been a while since I've done the tapping, so I'm not sure exactly all the details of how to do it. But I know it does have something to do with repetitiveness. So, repeating the positive reinforcements.
Right. That's so true. And then I want to touch on this, but I'll go deeper another day. You have to love yourself, respect yourself. And first you have to love yourself and respect yourself if you want other people to love and respect you. And the
True.
reason why I say that is because a lot of times we're looking for love and respect from other people in the world. And it could even be our parents. We don't feel loved and respected by them because of what has happened in our lives. So if you feel that you're not getting that from them, then you might want to just take a look in the mirror and just start loving on yourself first and trying to show yourself respect. Are you doing the things that are required for you to be respectful to yourself? Are you giving yourself the love that you will want other people to give you? Because at the end of the day, it's not about them, it's about you. Yes, we want to have a sense of belonging. We don't want people to call us out of our names, and things like that. We want everybody to just enjoy us because we're not bad people. We may have a diagnosis, but we're not bad people. So it starts with yourself and the self-love. Sorry. Oh, but yes. And there's a quote out there that says, like, love yourself first. Love yourself, and then, like, look in the mirror. Like, that's who should love you. When you look in the mirror, that's who should love you. If you can look in the mirror and love yourself, then that's all that should matter to you first and foremost. And then, like, dealing with other family members, they'll tend to want to love you. And like, a lot of times what happens is that we have negative thoughts, negative feelings, negative feedback. So we get negative feedback when we have those negative thoughts and negative feelings. So if we can go into a situation going, this is going to be the best day of my life. I had an app put it to me like this: you're celebrating and your team just won the game, and they got the final touchdown and they won the game. And how would you feel on that day? Like, would you be celebrating? Like, how would you feel? And if you can jump up and down and do all of that for strangers, then you should be able to celebrate yourself to that extent, because it's you and you are somebody and you mean something to this world. God would not have placed you on this world if you did not mean something to this world. Everyone has a purpose to be here, and enjoy life and where they need to go. And you're not here just for you. You're here, a lot of times you're here for other people, to encourage and uplift them and to help them. Everybody in this world plays a part in this world. And so it's not an accident that you woke up.
Nope.
You are here for a reason.
You may never know what impact you have on somebody else, but you've had an impact on them.
Right.
And that, let it be a positive impact.
Right. Let it be a positive one. And another thing, that reminds me of this book that we read, which is called Courageous Influence, where everybody has an influence. And so you never know what you're giving off. And so do you want to use that influence to be a positive impact, or do you want to use that influence to be a negative impact? Whatever the impact is, you're going to be an impact on someone's life, because unless you sit at home all day and not interact with anybody at all, which that's highly impossible for people who live on this earth,
Yeah.
then you're going to be an impact on somebody. If you answer that phone, you impacted somebody. Now, how you impacted them, that's for you to say. Did you speak positively? Did you have positive thoughts? I know a lot of times, I know for me, a lot of times, I be done played the whole scenario in my head before it even take place. Now,
Been there, done that. Yep.
is that scenario going to be a positive scenario, or is it going to be a negative scenario? But I know, like, if you put God into the mix and just start saying, you know, God, I thank you that these good things are happening to me, then a lot of times they will happen. God says you speak things into existence.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was going to go into a whole bunch more verses, but we'll stop there. But yeah, so
Leave that for Christ Talk, the podcast
right.
that we have for Christ Talk. Yep.
So you speak things into existence. So if you're constantly speaking negative, whether it's about you or somebody else, then negative is going to surround you and is going to come into your life, and it's going to be like, oh, why am I going through this? God, this is horrible. But God doesn't like complaining. So only thing you can do is say, well, thank you, Lord, for the good, and thank you, Lord, for the bad. And
Because the bad is going to build character. It's going to influence you. It's going to strengthen you. I think it's the book of James that says, celebrate the troubles in life, because they're they're building your character.
yes.
I think it's James 3.
Yeah.
And it sounds weird to celebrate your troubles, but
Right.
that's how he's molding you. That's how he's building you and helping you to grow.
True. That's so right.
You have to celebrate those troubles. Like, all right, you're doing this for a reason. I'll take it. Not easy to do, but that's what he
It's
tells
not
us.
easy to do. So yes, yes, I know the verse you're talking about. I worded a little different, but yes. That's so
I
true.
paraphrase it because I don't quote the Bible very well.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so when you can celebrate the bad and just be thankful for everything that God has done for you, then you will be, then more blessings tend to come in, especially if you can start speaking things into your life and speaking good things over your life. So and like I said, he says, speak things into existence. And then there's another verse that says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So do you want to be a good person, or do you want to be that bad person? And so that's something that you really, really, I don't want to necessarily say bad person, just, you know, your thoughts are not in the right direction at the moment.
Right.
And then just, yeah, so I would say, I guess, to wrap this up, drink something, water. Depending on the temperature, the weather outside, if it's cold outside, drink hot water. If it's hot outside, drink cold water. And yes, I am guilty of drinking hot water. People think it's ridiculous, but I drink it.
I do too. I do too.
So yes, it's a thing.
Yep.
And then, you know, get into some type of therapy. Like, what is the therapy that, what therapy is going to help you overall? just be what you need to be. And then I guess the last thing is, if since your thoughts make and break who you are, then just make sure you're thinking those positive thoughts. Make sure you're speaking the right things into your life. I can give you so many of examples where, and this is where prayer comes in, where things have happened in my life that were totally unexpected, out of the clear blue sky. I can't even explain how it happened. It just came to pass. Nothing but God. And it all came because of those simple talks with God and prayer and just speaking it. I didn't just pray. I started speaking things into my life as though they were so. Lord, this is what I want to happen. Let it happen. I needed this like yesterday. Can you make it happen today? Those type of things. I'm a big person when it comes to the words that you say and that you speak over yourself, because those are really important, and you set up the atmosphere. So if you go into a situation and all of a sudden your thoughts just go negative, bring them back positive. And I guess I want to touch on this too. I'll make it quick though. Hurt, being hurt by people. And this is a debatable topic in Christianity, so I'm not going to dive too deep into it. But when you are hurt by people, then that causes you to back away and not want to be around that person or deal with that person. But that's not what God wants us to do. But it takes strong faith to put yourself in a position to first say, I forgive you for the hurt that you've caused me, because the reason why you forgive them is not because of what they did. They probably moved on with their life and eating ice cream, popcorn, whatever y'all like to eat. That's, the best thing. And it's really, they've moved on and you're stuck in the pain and the hurt. And so you have to move on for yourself, for one, but you also have to, forgive them, but you also have to take a step further. And if they decide to come back into your life, you don't necessarily have to be their best friend, but be nice to them, because the nicer you are to them, then it's like God does a transformation, not only on your heart, but on their heart as well. And
Very
really
true.
What you're trying to reach is the heart of people. You want to reach their heart, and just love on people and encourage people and uplift people.
My mom always just say, kill them with kindness. The people that were mean to you, kill them with kindness.
Technically, that's what the Bible says.
That could be that's probably where she got it, because she was very religious.
It doesn't say, it's not worded kill them with kindness. It's worded a little bit more harshly than that. It says something to the effect of, if people despitefully use you and persecute you, you're still supposed to be nice to them.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of times people will come back and go, well, I don't understand your kindness. It's like, I'm not really being kind because you did me wrong. I'm being kind because that's the right thing to do. And Jesus wants me to do that to you. So if I can do that to you, then it's a healing process. And it actually changes the hearts of people, because then people are like, well, dang, I really didn't deserve that, but I'm grateful that somebody was kind to me.
Very good. Very good. There's lots of good little tidbits here today, Miss C Snaps. Good job. All right. Once again, thank you. This is Mental Health Awareness with JAWS Coffee Chat. Jennifer A. Whitaker will be back with us next week for our next meeting, which will be on our next podcast, which will be July 10th. Same time, same place, 2:30 Central, 3:30 Eastern, on all our social media, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the different places you can find JAWS Coffee Chat. Again, special thanks to Lawrence Wingate of Wingate TV, Marcus Hart of Transform U Media, Zach Clayton of the PAC Channel, and Jay Stoyan of the Disability Channel, all for replaying our shows on their platforms. Any final words, C-Snaps?
Enjoy your holiday.
Yes, those in America, in the US, enjoy your July 4th celebrations tomorrow. And until July 10th, next time, we wish you a productive and enjoyable week. Bye, everybody. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks, C-Snaps.